What is going on, YouTube, and welcome to the very first video of 2023 right here on Dead Jester Cinema. Where am I, you might be asking? Well, I had every intention to do this video in front of a camera like I normally do, except the set in which I do my filming has kind of been overrun by wedding gifts and Christmas gifts and decorations, and it's a bit of a mess right now. So instead of stressing myself out trying to clean all that up, I decided that I was going to do this video just in voiceover form. And on this video, we are going to be ranking the title themes for the Halloween franchise. And I'm going to stress that it's the title themes, not any time the theme is used in the movie. It's going to be either what the movie deems is the title theme or what the soundtrack either calls the main theme or the title theme of the movie. So without further ado, let's rank this shit. There is nothing about the theme to Halloween Resurrection I find remotely good at all. It's dull, it's boring, and I especially don't like the little remixing in there, as well as the little cha-cha-cha clapping, whatever the hell that is. It's just very plain and basic, and it kind of reminds me of something like a fan would create and try to pass it off as a legit theme for the next Halloween sequel. And the only thing that might be possibly worse than this theme in Halloween Resurrection is the title card and credits that the theme plays over. I mean, this shit looks like it was made by a high schooler in Windows Movie Maker. Honestly, as a theme for Halloween 5, it's not that bad to be ranked second lowest in the franchise. This right now is where I start ordering in terms of preference. And to be honest, there are other themes in the franchise that I prefer over this one, which is why it sits here second to last. But my one big knock against it is that it sounds like a lesser demo version of the Halloween 4 theme. And beyond just the title theme itself, I don't like the way they chopped it up and used certain piano cues throughout the rest of the movie. It just never worked for me. I do think there is one part in the movie where the theme sounds great, and that's when Michael is chasing Jamie across the farm in the car, but that's just more or less a beefed up version of that theme for that scene to help ramp up the intensity and the tension. But like I said in my intro, I'm only basing it off of what is used for the title theme or what is called the title theme on the soundtrack. So therefore, the theme that is used in this movie in that purpose is just a little weak for my liking.
Unbelievable. No respect for authority anymore.
It's the parents.
Yeah.
If the theme from Halloween and the theme from Child's Play got together and fucked and had a baby, the theme from Halloween Kills is about what I think it would sound like. Well, honestly, not really, but my ears can't help but hear a little bit of that Child's Play-like influence with the chorus vocals over the music. But all kidding aside, in terms of the theme itself, it's okay. It's nothing really remarkable, but it's a theme I struggle with because on one hand, I want to love it, but on the other hand, I find it dull. I don't mind the kind of subtle and subdued sound to it, but it all kind of stays in one tone and doesn't really ramp up that much. And I'm not saying like it needs to crescendo into some extravagant extravaganza of a theme, but I think I wanted it to go just a notch or two more in intensity, if that makes sense. Plus, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least a little bit disappointed in it, especially coming off the heels of the 2018 theme. The theme for Halloween H2O is quite possibly the only thing I really find good about Halloween H2O. So mark that one down, folks. I actually have something positive to say about this movie. And that's really it. Just this theme.
Oh shit.
No shit.
Whereas the rest of the score of this movie really sucks a fat load of ass, I do find the orchestral theme used over this opening titles to be exceptional. I know a lot of people will say that the music of Halloween should not be anything other than maybe synth or piano, but I think this just goes to show that an orchestral version of the theme can really work. It's just a shame that this is the lone high point when it comes to the music in this movie for me. Halloween 4's theme is nothing flashy. It lacks the style and flair that many of the other themes in the franchise have, which is why it sits right in the middle of this ranking. But I love the updating that Alan Howarth does, and I love the little extra bass that's used to really help add an upbeat rhythm to this theme. But honestly, every time I hear this theme when it starts, it reminds me of Unsolved Mysteries. But it's a great theme, and I love the build up to it in the movie itself. Now I'm cheating here because I'm lumping the themes to Rob Zombie's Halloween and Halloween 2 together because they are more or less the same thing with just slight differences. Now whether you love Rob Zombie's Halloween movies or you hate them, I think it goes without saying that Tyler Bates worked a lot of magic on the music and the themes themselves. I love the distorted and industrial sound that he infused into them, as well as the spooky sound effects woven throughout. Both themes just have a really dark and sinister edge to them. Now, Halloween 3 is technically a Halloween movie, and I know this is not the traditional Halloween theme that we're used to, but it is still technically the title theme for a Halloween movie, so it's going on this list. However, I'm calling an audible on this one, and I'm not using the music that is actually over the opening titles, but I'm ranking the music that's actually considered the main theme for this movie, and that's Chariots of Pumpkins. But what can I really say about this theme that's going to talk it up and do it justice? I can't. I'm not a music major person. I just know what I like, and when I hear what I like it. The only thing I can say is that Chariots of Pumpkins is just sex for the ears. I love when horror movies go synth, and in the 80s, at least in my opinion, nobody did it better than John Carpenter and Alan Howarth.
Happy Halloween.
After waiting 6 years for Halloween 5, the first Halloween movie in the 1990s wasn't met with much fanfare. However, the theme itself is just straight up fire, and it's all about that electric guitar. For me, this theme just oozes that 90s style, which is partly why I love it, as I'm a child of the 90s. And I just love the different take this time around, and I believe it fits in perfectly with the tone of Curse, as those riffs I feel really amplify the atmosphere and edge this movie has. Did I mention before that I love when horror movies, and especially this franchise, go the synth route? Well, the most recent theme for Halloween Ends is no exception. It's an absolute banger. But I mean, come on, it's the Carpenter trio once again at the helm of this thing. What else do you expect? The movie itself may be polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. But I think we're all in agreement that the music is just awesome. What I love about the music in Ends is the subtle cues blended in from Season of the Witch, and that's also present in the theme as well, as you can hear a bit of that pumpkin static from the opening of Season of the Witch on the bass hits of the Ends theme. I mean, at least I can hear it. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But if that is true and they did use that and it's legit, then that's just another Easter egg I love about this movie and theme. John Carpenter, now with Alan Howarth, who would go on to become a series stalwart, goes synth with this theme to Halloween 2. And when they go synth, they go balls deep hardcore. And the result is one of the best versions of the theme in the entire franchise. Admittedly, it takes a minute or two for it to build, and when it does finally kick in, it sounds a bit weird. But damn it, when that church organ-like synth comes blaring in, it transforms this theme and takes it to another level with that expanded dimension. It may be way too synth for some, but it's one of my favorite renditions of the theme. The original 1978 theme is one of the unicorns of this franchise, and by horror in large, as a matter of fact. The beauty is in the simplicity, and maybe that works here because it's the very first, but once again, it's John Carpenter showing why he is a master at his craft. Just a simple piano exercise turned horror theme has endured nearly 50 years and has become one of the iconic sounds of the genre. While films in the franchise beyond this have experimented with and expanded on the sound, it's still this original theme that is the benchmark. In the very same way I feel like Nick Castle is the measuring stick for every person that dons the Myers mask after him. The original Carpenter theme is what every theme is measured up against because it's truly iconic. And after having said all that about the original theme, I never thought I would see the day where I would put any other theme over the original. But in 2018, John Carpenter returned with his son Cody and Daniel Davies, and boy was it ever a return. After 36 years, Carpenter kicked down that f***ing door and gave us an absolute banger of a theme. Now, I did like the themes of Tyler Bates, which were the most recent ones before this, but it had been years since we really got a theme that really evoked the feelings of the original. And a Halloween theme from the master himself just hits differently. Normally on my rankings, this is the spot where I would go unoriginal and just award it to the very first 1978 theme. But after a few years of listening to the soundtracks and the themes, I am comfortable and confident enough to say that this theme, at least for me, is the best version of the Halloween theme in the franchise, even if it is by the narrowest of margins over the original. Well, kiddos, that wraps up this Halloween theme ranking. What are your guys' favorite themes of the Halloween franchise? How would you rank them? Please post your rankings in the comments below. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Adios. Now, GTFO!